Hey everyone, how's it going? So if you're wondering if a Cybertruck will fit in the garage, so this is a standard 2-car garage, and right now I have the garage door closed. You can see I have about 1.5 to 2 feet remaining before I hit the wall. So there's still a lot of room to play there, and you have a front camera, so that also help with parking this vehicle since the sensor or the Tesla Vision is not functional right now. So I rely heavily on all the cameras. And you can see the door closes, the garage door closes. And let's see how close and tight it is with that 1.5 feet in the front. So you can see it's very tight, about 6 inches remaining between the garage door. The garage door does have a sensor, so I highly recommend adjusting this sensor right here so it hits the back bumper. So you want to align it so it hit the Tesla bumper here and not too low, because if it's too low, it's not going to detect if the Cybertruck is actually in the way or not. So you can see there's about 6 inches of space there. And when you go around, there's very little room in the back, but there's plenty of room to park in the front. So you have about 1.5, actually that's close to 2 feet. So you have about 2 feet to play with. So I can pull up a little bit more, and it does have a camera in the front. So the Cybertruck does have a camera up here. You can see right there. There's that camera that helps with the parking. Without that, it's really difficult to tell how far you are to the front, because it feels like the bonnet or the front here is very long, but it's not. It's right where the wheels is at. You only have maybe a couple feet in front that you have to worry about. So the seating position, it gives you a perspective that you're further away from the object than you really are. But I mean, you're closer to the object than you really are. So vice versa, it's actually you're further from the object in front of you versus the one in the back. The back gives you a illusion that you have a lot of space, but backing this car into a parking space is actually a little bit more challenging than just pulling it in the front, because it has a rear wheel turn. So it makes it a lot easier to turn into a parking space versus backing in. Backing in still is functional as any standard car. It actually maneuver a lot better, but you have a long overhang in the back here. So this whole section, you just don't realize how long this whole back section is. It's a 6-foot bed, and you have this long overhang from the back of the wheel. So when you're turning, this overhang for the rear bumper can swing pretty wide. So you want to be careful with that. But really, this Cybertruck will fit into any standard garage. Now, whether you can fit a second Cybertruck inside this garage, I would say no. You probably can fit a Model 3, even a Model Y. X will be pretty tight, but definitely a 3 and a Y with the Cybertruck really close to the wall here. It will work. You probably want to unload the passenger first before you get anyone inside the vehicle as well. You want to pull this out. But if you only have a Cybertruck in the garage alone, then sure, it works. So of course you can't have any shelf in front, but you can have it on the other side. And even with that shelf, you can fit a Model X, 3, and Y. So we fit an X, 3, and Y in this garage before. Even a Y and an X will fit. It's going to be really tight with an X and a Cybertruck. I would just say stick with a 3 or a Y if you plan to do a 2-car garage standard size. Some of the newer homes have a deeper wall on one side to put storage, but this garage is really a 20 by 20, so that's the basic size. So 2020 is the minimum. If you have any older homes with a 1.5 or 1.75, so that's usually about 18 by 18 or 18 by 20. 18 by 20 still will fit, but only one Cybertruck. And this is 20 by 20, and you still can only fit one Cybertruck. So you definitely need something wider, but the depth itself, 20 feet depth, will work So hopefully you find this video helpful. If you have a Cybertruck coming and you're wondering if it will fit in your garage, this is a 20 by 20 garage and nothing in the front. You have about a couple feet to play with. And then the rear, you have about 6 inch. So let's take a look at the other side. So I do have a bunch of crap on the right side there that I need to clean up, but you can see there, it lines up with the middle of the garage, barely lines up. And then if you look on this side, I really have to move this truck closer to the right. That's about 3 feet, I would say, 2.5 to 3 feet between there, and then fold the mirrors in, and then should be able to park another vehicle on this side. It just has to angle in this way when you're pulling in. So very interesting how this truck can fit in this garage. And now we don't have to wash it as often because it's in the garage. It is stainless steel, but there's a lot of plastic parts. So you want to not leave this vehicle in the sun all day long if you don't have to. Most vehicle will last a lot longer when you store it away in the garage when you're not using it. And also, it doesn't take a lot to maintain it when you store it away. Usually the dirt collects overnight after condensation, and then all the dust and debris start collecting throughout the day after your vehicle is wet. But if your vehicle is in the garage, then I noticed that I don't have to wash the vehicle as often. But since the Cybertruck has been sitting outside since day one, usually you have to wash it almost weekly to keep it clean. But if it's in the garage overnight, maybe once every 2, 3, 4 weeks, sometimes even a couple months out will be okay, assuming you're just driving locally in the street daytime, not too much late night where there's condensation, and that usually comes in late night into the morning hours. So if you find this video helpful, make sure you subscribe, follow for more. If there's other content that you want to see about the Cybertruck, comment below. So far, we really like this vehicle. It rides really nice. It's a good family car too. Great storage. Love the tonneau cover because you can store anything back here without worrying about it being stolen, because this thing is hard steel, and then this back door locks up. And you also can open and close it while you're driving on highway speed, and you can close it remotely if you're not around. So very cool truck. I know it's controversial because of its look. It's very efficient in terms of the size and the weight. It gets about, I would say, on average 380 watts per mile. So that's just cruising around city and highway and not speeding. No side wind, on average temperature between 60 to 80 degrees. And that's pretty good. If it gets pretty cold, then it can go above 400 watts per mile. But I do have a heavy foot, so we'll do more videos once we get the next update. I think the FSD is coming soon with the latest visualization update. We just need some Tesla vision to be added to this vehicle. So catch y'all next time, and take care.